This episode, Christmas buying tips. Well, folks, it's that time of the year again. As you can tell, I've got the crud. And, anyway, it happens always usually around this time of year when the weather changes. But with that, the Christmas season is upon us once again. And we thought, Johnny and I did, the Handyman Pros thought it was time to give you our annual Christmas tips and tricks for buying tools and supplies and stuff like that, because deals are to be had. And since our goal is to help save you time, money, and aggravation, there's no time like the present.
Welcome to the Handyman Pros Radio Show, home improvement and maintenance tips from the pros.
Thanks for listening to another edition of the Handyman Pros Radio Show, where our goal is to help save you time, money, and aggravation in your home maintenance and repairs. This edition is entitled Christmas Buying Tips. To help me explain, here's my it's basically Santa Johnny. Santa Johnny is in the house. Johnny, what has been going on this week?
Yeah, Santa's out of money this year.
See, so Santa's not been taking advantage of the deal.
Yeah, Santa. Yeah, Papa's got a brand new bag.
And it's empty.
And it's empty after a whole new HVAC system. So.
Oh yeah. Well, so folks, in case we've not,
I am just now being able to sit down.
Yeah, in case we haven't explained this one, Johnny lives in a house that's that magic age of 30. His house is 30 years old, and guess what? When your house gets to be 30 years old, what goes wrong? The question isn't what goes wrong, it's what doesn't go wrong. Period. And when, right, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, just put that down on your bingo card for the year.
Bingo!
Yeah, it's a bingo.
I have to tell this story, folks. Johnny was lamenting the fact that it's been one thing after another. And I'm like, what is it, all house stuff? He goes, yeah. I go, well, dude, your house is 30 years old. You should know better. He's like, I know, but
yeah, nobody's ever prepared for it.
Nobody's ever prepared for it.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever prepared for it. All right, folks, before we get into Christmas buying tips, please like and subscribe our channel, both on YouTube and on whatever podcast player you're listening to. It really helps us get the word out. They do all this algorithm nonsense and all that stuff, and you know the drill. Anyway, like and subscribe. If you do have any questions, comments, or concerns, send us an email as well. Johnny, do we want to talk about Tan Packer's blower comment? He sent us a good one over the weekend.
Go ahead.
I have to remember what it was at this point. My brain is a little befuddled because of the this goo that I have in my head. Oh yeah. Oh, he uses it to clean his asphalt shingles and leaves off the gutter guard. I do that myself. Works like a champ. So take your electric blower, climb up on your ladder or roof. I do it off the roof because my roof isn't very very steep, and blow off all the leaves and all that nonsense that's out there. So thanks, Tan. Tan's been a long-time listener. He sends us good notes all the time. So
yeah, he does. He does. We appreciate that.
Yeah, we appreciate that, and we do make your comments on air. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let us know. Anyway, all right. So Christmas is here, Johnny.
Yep.
What do we notice when we go in the big box stores?
There's a lot of sales,
and you can't get through the aisles, right? Because
you can't get through. That's right. You can't get through.
Me being me, and I've said this, I was saying this to my wife this morning, when I walk the aisles, my mind makes a mental list of all the things that are there, and me being effectively a very frugal guy, I tend to notice what are really good deals, right? And I know you do the same thing. So this time of year, there are great deals out there for pretty much, well, almost everything, especially a lot of like cordless tools and stuff like that. And also consumables, saw blades and so forth and so on. So Johnny, start us off with, let's just talk about this. Let's see what, I've got some tips and tricks on doing this.
Well, I think, whether you're a Milwaukee guy, a Ryobi guy, it doesn't much matter. There's all kinds of package specials on cordless tools.
Yes.
And
cordless tools in particular. They're really good.
And those. So if you guys are in the market for another drill and whatever it might be, something's wearing out, now's the time to do it.
Yeah.
And pick up a couple of things for the price of, the way some of these things are packaged up, especially from the manufacturers themselves. You can get some, really good deals.
Yeah, and I wanted to add on to that they go online too and shop those specials, because just using and look at the percentages off that they talk about, because we look at I look at things like, for example, if you're going to buy, I don't have any particular ones right now, but I've noticed this as a trend. Sometimes you package those up, and sometimes they come with 2 batteries and an extra charger, and they're like 57% off the normal rate, whereas the tool and 1 battery is like 30% off. Well, why not buy the extra battery and get the extra percentage off?
I completely agree. Now's the time to strike if you're, I mean, think about yourself. Let's say in March,
Yeah,
and something
exactly.
happens. You're like, man, I could have saved. I could have saved $100 if I would have.
I basically could have gotten a free battery, is what it is. Stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, and again, I shop those percentages, and they range anywhere from single digit percentages out into the almost 60% I've seen on some of these combo deals. That's a lot.
Yeah, I think I was in the store one time and I called you, and they had a deal with like 2 batteries and a charger. I mean, for some reason, 2 4 amp
I think
hour
it was
batteries.
$79. As I
That's what
remember.
it was. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Good memory. And I bought that thing, and I'll tell you what, I never looked back. I was like, I am so glad that I bought it, because I just needed those extra batteries. My other ones were gone. I mean, it's like, strike while the iron's hot, man.
Yeah, and just FYI, if I remember that deal correctly, I think that was 55% off, something like that.
It was crazy.
It was like 2 for 1.
Yeah.
Plus a charger.
Yeah, and they were the good batteries too. I looked it up while I was standing there.
Yeah. Yeah, and you went back, I think 3 days later, and there wasn't a one left, right?
Yeah,
Something like that.
the people.
I mean,
yeah.
people were like, "Oh, hey," and they snapped them
Yeah.
up. So definitely shop those deals. And it's funny, I had a call from a young friend of mine the other day, and he's like, "I'm buying a new driver drill." He goes, I know you're a Ryobi guy, but I bought a DeWalt. And I said, dude, doesn't matter. Just buy the deal and say. And then I
Right.
told him about, folks, this is a tip for you if you are a DeWalt or a Milwaukee guy, or a Makita guy. They make adapters for Ryobi batteries for the tools, so you can slide like a Milwaukee
The battery.
into this adapter and put it into a Ryobi tool. And the significance of that is a good friend of mine, actually he's been on the show. It's Ryan Phelps from Welcome Home, Middle Georgia. He wanted a finish nailer, and he's a Makita guy, and I love his Makita tools. They're beautiful. If I were 25 years younger, I'd buy that, or I'd buy one of the higher qualities, but I'm not. I'm on the backside of my life. So anyway, long story short, he wanted a finish nailer. Well, the Makita version of the finish nailer was, I can't remember, $450, something like that, for
Yeah.
electric powered finish nailer. Very, very expensive. And he says, I've used your Ryobi. It works great. He goes, I really want one. I said, well, they make an adapter for the battery, right? Next time I go to work with him, guess what he's got? The adapter in the Ryobi finish.
That's a really good tip. So all you guys out there that are DeWalt guys, or Milwaukee, whatever it might be, Ryobi has made some really good stuff. I haven't broken at this point. I haven't broken one of their tools, or one of them has worn out. Honestly,
I have.
I've replaced some just because the newer ones have a little bit more higher quality.
Yep.
But there's a lot of things out there that Ryobi makes that other people don't, and it's cheap. So if you don't use a lot, or if you do use a lot, it doesn't matter. Like the fans, the misting fans, all that kind of stuff.
Good.
Use your battery. You don't have to get into the Ryobi battery scene. Just buy the adapter off of Amazon, and
it's like $15.
It's like $15.
Yeah,
you're good to, you're good to go. You can buy all the other stuff. I mean, why not?
And to your point, this finish nailer that he bought was exactly that. He uses it, but it's not very much. He's not a finish trim carpenter. He's not using it every single day.
Yeah.
He uses it once a week, maybe, but when you need it, you need it.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's so much faster. It's so much easier.
I have not. I mean, I'm really happy with the one that I've got. You've got the same one.
Yeah,
I mean,
looks like a champ.
I use that. I use it all the time.
Yeah.
Time.
I mean,
I haven't
relative.
had a problem with it, to tell you the truth.
No, I haven't had a problem. I keep it lubricated. That's the only thing I'll say. Spray a little WD-40 on the nail where the nail shoots out every once in a while. That's the only maintenance I've done on mine. But anyway, the whole point is just that now's the time to buy these specials for these battery operated tools and really, really shop those specials. Really shop
Yeah.
those specials, because sometimes, and sometimes you can batch multiple tools together and get like great deals if you're thinking about buying. I mean, Johnny just bought this cordless glue gun, hot glue gun. And so, of course, that got me thinking about it. Well, I found a deal where there's a cordless glue gun, a cordless rotary tool, and a cordless soldering iron. And this is mostly for me. This would be for remote control airplanes. But I was kind of like, dude, it'd be nice to go to the field and have all this stuff, right there, powered by battery instead of having to plug in. So, and it was really inexpensive.
It's unbelievable the deals that. So, I mean, most of you guys that are cruising in all the time, like we are, like every other day or every day you're in a Lowe's or a Home Depot or whatever you might be in, you're seeing these things. But for all the rest of you folks out there that maybe not, and you want to get your husband something, you want, or that handy person in your life.
Yes. This
is the time to do it. Cruise in, go on the internet first. You'll go to the Home Depot or go to the Lowe's stores, their page and go through it. There's all kinds of great specials going on for all that kind of stuff. So and it's another thing to buy all the, of course you can address this too is the consumables.
Oh, I was just going to go there. Yeah. So consumables. So when I'm talking consumables, I'm talking about things like saw blades and drill bits and screwdriver tips and the stuff that really, what would you say, Johnny? It just wears out, right?
Yeah. I mean, everything you go through. Yeah. I mean, back to batteries again.
Back to batteries.
I'll tell you the thing is that, and speaking of batteries, I mean, now's the time that you can get some good deals. It doesn't have to be batteries for the tools, just smaller batteries that power all the other things that flashlights or whatever you might have.
Oh, right, yeah.
And
double A's, triple A's.
I've just about converted everything I've got over to the rechargeable because of the mAh ratings and the length of time that these things now hold their charge is almost it's not as good as, like an alkaline, but it's damn close. And I'm not throwing them away all the time. I'm just recharging them.
Yeah, that's always a good tip. And folks, we did a show on that, just so you know. I can't remember where it is, but it's back there somewhere. But mAh rating, MAH rating, it's milliamp hours is what it's called. And you do need to understand that when you're ordering these things, because they're not all the same.
Yeah, they are not all the same. It's really the amount of gas that's in the tank on these things. Exactly. And so, you can get something that's very, very comparable to the alkaline ones. So if you're using stuff a lot,
right,
use it a lot, don't even worry about having to buy another battery,
Right. It's also
anyway, so those things are out there. But I'd like, the drill bits, everybody's breaking them, or they're getting lost, or they're getting dull, just
get new ones. And this time of year, you can get great deals on these. Again, they're package deals. You're buying, 12 drill bits and like 47 screwdriver tips. Well, it's the cost of the drill. That's not even the cost of the drill bits. Half the time, it's even less than just the drill bits. So you basically get all this other stuff for free, or you get more. It's just the time of year. So it's again reciprocating saw blades. Like you can get these package deals. Get them because it's inexpensive. Yeah. Circular saw blades. It's another one. We just bought 2 circular saw blades for $12. That's $6 a piece. Yeah. That's just like. Yeah, I mean, and they're good. They're good quality. Yeah. It's not that they're junk. They're good quality.
Well, and then, there's other things too. Like now's the time for little stuff. Like sandpaper. I mean, don't overlook stuff like that. Sanding sponges. Sponges. All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, shop all those displays and take a look at them and go, do I need any of this stuff? Do I anticipate needing any of this stuff? Then just now's the time because the discounts are substantial. One other thing to think about, this is gift cards, right? So are they giving you any discounts on gift cards? Well, some do, some don't. Gift cards are the gift that keeps on giving because you can use those anytime. right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you can get a 20% discount for buying $1,000 gift card or something or whatever, there's different promotions for different people, but that's a 20% discount. That's $200. That's like money in the bank in my world.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to spend $1,000 next year at Home Depot. I hate to
Right.
break it to you, but guess what?
Yeah.
Not a big deal. But it's just that. And so think about those gift cards too. Those are always, folks, you can never go wrong with a gift card for a handy guy or gal.
Yeah, it's all kind of, that's a good idea for stocking stuffers and things like that. So,
yeah,
that's a good tip.
Somebody gives me a gift card to Home Depot or Lowe's. I'm like, well, thank you, not at all. Like, what are you kidding me?
That'll
Thanks,
play.
man. This is the best. Yeah. And then other items, I hate to be gross, but I'm going to say this. Last year, I bought nose hair trimmers at Lowe's because they were on sale.
Lowe's.
To spit up.
Lowe's.
It was a deal. I'm rocking down the aisle and I'm like, I need one of those. This is a deal, right?
Oh my God, Larry, that's
I'm
weird.
like, I'll take
that's
I know, but there's other items. They sell other stuff in those aisles, and you just have to be heads up and be aware of. Is it something that you're going to get
a colonoscopy in the background of back of Lowe's too? It's like it was on sale.
Right?
The guy in the parking lot said it was on sale.
Folks, we don't script any of this, by the way. So
All right, Larry.
You script the headlines anyway.
But this that's a good point. I mean, all these things, and then while you're at it, I'll just toss that in there that there's always at the end caps of some of these aisles is the discount stuff, and they got to get rid of their inventory. Listen, carrying cost on inventory is about 25%. So if they're keeping it for any length of time, they bought the item.
So
like 4 years.
Here's a fascinating fact that I learned rehabbing houses. Right. So Home Depot and Lowe's, both one and the same. They inventory their things by date. Okay. Yeah. So if a sink faucet has been sitting at the back of the aisle and nobody has rotated it forward, it goes over to the clearance aisle. One of the last sink faucets I bought, which was just a plain old, just kind of a regular, nothing special 3-hole sink faucet, right? I bought it off the clearance aisle for 72% off the cost of the exact same SKU. And I kid you not, no different off the clearance aisle than what was sitting in the racks. The same piece. But it's somebody didn't rotate the inventory forward, and they scanned it, and it said, "Oh, this goes to clearance. Get rid of it."
That's exactly right. That's because of the carrying cost. They're going to buy the item in 4 years. Let's say it's about 25% or higher these days. I mean, I don't know if you knew this. I'm certified.
Check your clearance aisles. One other thing I wanted to mention too. This was just something I actually happened to be in Harbor Freight the other day, and same deal in Harbor Freight. I was in Harbor Freight and I happened to be walking up and down the aisles, which is never a good thing for a tool guy. But I'm walking up and down the aisles, and like for example, their Black Friday specials were things like, and I know this is going to show after Black Friday, but their Black Friday specials were like wheel chocks were basically 2 for 1. So what did I buy? Wheel chocks because I actually needed a set for my trailer, but I got a set of wheel chocks for the price of one. And you got to check all of these stores have some kind of specials going on for anything that you might, happen to need.
Well, especially this Christmas too.
Yes.
This year.
Yes.
Okay. So they're, but anyways, folks, check these things out. We gave you a couple of good ideas. Matter of fact, I buy my own stocking stuffers for myself. Then when I open it up, it's like, oh look, wow, you thought of me. Wow, Santa brought me a battery tester for the car. No shit.
All right, folks. The big question of the day is: the spaceship has landed. Do we look at it or do we take it apart?
Take it apart, baby. It's on sale.
All right. Anyway, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please send us an email, questions@Handyman Pros Radio Show. You can also put these things out we have a YouTube page. It's Handyman Pros Radio Show, or it's at Handyman Pros on that one. And then we do answer that stuff for the most part. Yep. So with that, Johnny, take us home.
All right, folks. Have a great week. Do a little shopping, save yourself some money. We'll see you next time on the Handyman Pros Radio Show.